unfortunately, you know, how can you even say you're healthy if you've never been sick? And that's my explanation for it. I can't ever say that God would want a child to suffer that way. And any God that does want a child to suffer that way, then I'm fighting against that God because I don't want him to suffer.
Feather's tale as its name, is it truth or unreal? Savior, our dream in our world, can we feel that someone is there to bring hope, no more fear? Take
Mom, she's sick.
Mom is sick?
Yeah, she has heart disease
Okay, sorry.
and lung.
Sorry. So I was expecting a new child. We've had one new child. The first day I'm out of my sick bed. We've had one new child. No, we've had two new children, sorry, up to now, who I'm going to introduce you to one of them. The other one's down at the other house. And I was expecting another new child, and this is a completely different new child. So God has made me hit the ground running again. Guys, it's so chaotic today, I can't really get my head around it, honestly. Probably since the first day out of my sick bed. But I was expecting a new child, and it's a different child who I didn't even know about. I've never met them before. So the mother is very sick with a heart problem, and the mother looks quite unwell actually. But the child is cerebral palsy, so. And the CILE is coming to live here. So. Where's her father? How's Danny today?
He's doing good.
Yeah. Has he stopped spitting on everybody?
Yes, somehow.
Good. Good. Danny Mambo. Baba Yupu. Baba Yupu. And then chill out. Danny needs some quiet time. So let me show you the extension, which is nearly done, thankfully, because I've got children coming. This here is the extension. This wasn't here before. You might remember from the other video. But this. So still got a little work to do. You can see where it was extended because there's the windows for the house before. So yeah. Nice big space. Everyone's working flat out because they know we've got so many children coming. So, and also had to build this. Which will eventually have a roof on, because with so many more residents, there's much more cooking going on. And I think, as most of you know, the houses they're not self-contained houses that we have. That's not the way you do it in Tanzania anywhere. So the residents, the single mums who live here in these homes here, they all share the communal kitchen, and thus it needs to be bigger. So, and it needs a shade on for the rain as well. Unbelievable. That boy you just saw, Vincent, is a difficult case, and the child next to him, Lasarian, as well. Vincent, you'll remember from the videos not long ago, I made a video, I said that he will die without intervention. Now, the mother, we've had some problems with regards to the care of Vincent and the social work side of things and his mother, which has led ourselves and the government to feel it's best that the child comes to stay with us. We work closely with social welfare, and the mother had to agree in the end due to the state that the child, Vincent, has been in. She's not coping looking after him. You saw how she was living in the other video, sleeping on the floor without a mattress, etc. So rightly so. It's hard to cope with yourself when you're sleeping on a concrete floor without food and so on and so forth. But Vincent he's had his operation to place a shunt in, but it's not going well for him. You can see the size of his head. This is hydrocephalus. It's cerebrospinal fluid collecting in the skull. And I can only make sure his life is as comfortable as possible for him. That's all we can do, unfortunately. And here is the place where we can do that. But the intensive care aspect of the children that we have going on at the moment is really immense. And I've even today had to order that we hire 2 more night shift persons to care for these children. And that comes at a cost, obviously, first and foremost. So if you want to sponsor a special needs child, you hear from them regular. Fritzy always emails the special needs sponsors, tells them what's happening with the kids. So that's on the website anyway, just to plug that in. We need it. We need that support. But with new children comes new everything. New bills, new medical bills, and undoubtedly new heartache. Because it's, even now looking at it, my heart's aching because there's nothing I can do. And you want to do something. You know, you want to make that go away, and the headaches and the pain that he feels go away. You can't. So you just have to make him comfortable and make sure he has fun and some joy whilst he lives out what life he can have here on Earth. So, yeah. And that's why I'm very sure God's laws are not always in everything. God made a program here for life. A computer program for the growth of life, and his fingerprints are in it, but he doesn't guide and control every aspect of it. I've come to learn that here, and because he doesn't guide and control every aspect of it, then children like that require care, and this is God's house, and the care that child receives here is what God wants for that child. God doesn't want that child to have hydrocephalus. But like any good engineer, like any good creator, there were flaws in the design, and so there must be. Unfortunately, you know, how can you even say you're healthy if you've never been sick? And that's my explanation for it. I can't ever say that God would want a child to suffer that way. And any God that does want a child to suffer that way, then I'm fighting against that God, because I don't want him to suffer. So I'll make sure he suffers as little as possible, despite his problems. What an intense day we're having, guys, honestly. Mary.
Hello.
I want everyone to meet you.
Wow. How I am.
So don't worry. But this is Mary, and Mary, you might notice, is having a baby just like Fritzy. So. Fully.
Come here all the
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
time.
Mary is now working here. I found her chopping firewood in the forest so she could pay some rent because she was homeless and I wasn't expecting. So, right, time for me to go and chill. No, time for me to go to town and then I'll chill, sorry. My friend painted this. So, okay. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as it really helps us to grow the channel and with it help more children here in Tanzania. Also, don't forget you can support our work by sharing with children in crisis here, be it sharing for a particular need or even sharing one-on-one support for education, housing, food and medical care. It can be done for as little as the cost of a cup of coffee a week back in the West after all. Just visit www.sharetanzania.co.uk to find out more. Lastly, remember you can also support us via Patreon, www.patreon.com/featherstail, and help keep us here in Tanzania to continue our work. The links for the website and for the Patreon are in the description box of this video. Love and light, guys. See you soon.